if you're not drinking right now. Go grab a beer. We'll be here. Speaking of a beer, do you guys? I think it's probably time to do some beer reviews. Do you guys want me to go first, or do you guys want to go first? It's up to you.
Um, I'll go first.
All right, you'll go first. There we go. I always like it's always polite to let Gus go first.
Mm,
So it's always nice. Gotta do it.
mm.
All right, Drew's up. He's got it.
Sorry, I had an ad running in the background.
Oh, it's fine. He's getting bits. He's getting bits.
Yeah,
So
so I can make it rain later
make
or
it
hail.
rain.
All right, so this week I'm going to be rocking from Brown's Brewery Company. One of the most like simplistic like labels, just a little pattern. But it's a double oatmeal stout from Brown Brewing Company, which I think the bottling is in North Hoosick, New York, but they have a brew pub in Troy, and the food there is amazing. It's right in the waterfront as
Oh
well.
wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a beautiful little place. I've never had any of their canned beer, but all their beers at the brewery and brew pub is pretty damn good. And I think they just started canning last year. So, and I believe they brew separately at their canning facility than their pub. But like right off the bat, when I open this, it's black. It's an oatmeal stout. It is
Right.
what it is. Khaki head, but the smell right off the bat, as soon as I popped it open, is like chocolate and coffee. Huge notes. It's since at 8%, so I'd imagine I get some kind of alcoholic nose to it. But no, I don't get it at all. I get kind of that sort of black coffee bitterness, roasty smell, and then sort of this chocolate thing afterwards. But it's mainly those two flavors. Maybe I get a little like dark fruit, like molasses-y kind of maybe a rum note at the end. So that could be like the alcohol. But not a whole lot like a hop character at all. Just mainly malt and sort of your typical dark, roasty chocolate coffee notes. A little vanilla as well. So maybe that could be the kind of rum note. Flavor, still pretty amazing. I love this beer. No different at all from the brewery, in fact. A little sweet, which is fine. The texture is very thick for being not for being an oatmeal stout. It fits the style of an oatmeal stout. It's a beer that's brewed with oatmeal, which creates sort of added proteins and texture to the beer. Makes sort of a little velvetier kind of texture on the tongue. A little thicker, a little the viscosity is a little thicker than your sort of typical stout. It lingers in your mouth for a while, but it's not sweet. It's that kind of you get a little bit of sort of the that alcohol heat on your chest, but it's not like you're drinking isopropyl alcohol that's black, which is nice. It's solid. It's a solid oatmeal stout. Can't think of any off flavors I can associate with it. Maybe when it warms up, I can sort of taste it, but it is pretty damn good. This is always my go-to beer when I go to the pub, and now I know I can get it in my town instead of it's like an hour and 45 minutes away. I can get it here. I'm pretty excited. Actually, now that I hold it sort of near this light, it is kind of red around sort of the edging, but it's black right in the center, which is kind of light for a oatmeal stout. Usually they're black right through. You don't see as much less sort of color on the edge. But I want to mark it against them. I think this is near perfect oatmeal stout.
Really?
I would give it a 4.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what would make it a 5. Usually that's kind of how I gauge it. If I need to make it a 5, I would find some kind of thing that would make it sort of outstanding. But I can't really sort of pick that out. There was some good sort of lacing from the sort of the 8.5 alcohol. But maybe when it warms up, I can sort of taste any sort of flaws. But I don't taste much. This is a solid beer. I like it,
Hmm.
and I got a 4-pack for $12. I think it's definitely worth it.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Mhm.
$12 for a 4-pack of that.
Yeah,
I wonder if
man,
you can get that down here. Is it pretty local for
it's pretty local.
pretty local? Okay.
Yeah.
all these beers. I can't drink them because they're so
But
far away.
exclamation point Discord, and we can get our beer exchange going at some point.
Yeah, I know. I gotta work on that. There's gonna be a episode soon. I gotta
So,
contact Chris, who's the guy that runs the app for
mhm.
beer exchange app, and
Goody gumdrops.
we will be doing a show specifically for that. Sammy Grace, thank you for the host. Do appreciate it. How are you? It's early in the afternoon in Australia. Scotty, you do want to go next? Do you want me to go next?
Actually, in fact, it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
I was about to say Australia's pretty early.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can go.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So I'm staying true to my local beers here and going with another carton. This is actually one of their beers that I rotate in probably once a year. I don't know if you can really call that a rotation, but
Seasonal. Yeah.
it comes out. Yeah, and I was thinking about if it's seasonal or not. I mean, it's a Russian Imperial Stout, and it came out in the early spring. So I don't know what that's all about. But at any rate, I got to take this thing out of my ear. I don't know how you guys can deal with that. I have a delay of the channel going and live stuff. So the beer I'm doing this week is Cosmonaut by Carton. As always, every time I do a carton beer, I talk about how the can design is really something to look at. So, and I don't know if they do that on purpose. So you have kind of something to entertain yourself with while you drink their beers. But their can designs are usually pretty cool. And their names, definitely. Naming a Russian Imperial Stout Cosmonaut, pretty interesting. One other thing I actually just noticed, again, this is really for anyone that's kind of local to Jersey. I always talk about how hard it is to find their beers. They distribute, but they go quick when they get to a shop. And in New Jersey, you're actually able to find it more and more nowadays because they're starting to use two roads to kind of expand their canning capability and get more beer out. And you can always tell where the beer was canned. They will have a little logo on the side. So as you can see, this one I have here was actually canned here in Jersey. Where if it was two roads, you'd see, I believe that's Connecticut. So something neat. They're starting to expand their amount of beer they're canning and distributing, which I think is a very cool thing because it's getting their name out there more and more. So without further ado, again, it's Cosmonaut. It's a Russian Imperial Stout. They've actually added in freeze-dried ice cream and spices. So what they're actually trying to...
That's insane.
what they're trying
Sounds like an Iron Brewer thing there, Drew. I mean...
Oh, man. Shut up.
I think what they're trying to go for here is the Neapolitan ice cream, the strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla.
Right.
Comes in at 10%. So had this last year. Never actually got my hands on cans, so I only actually had it in their brewery. So let's give this a pour and a try.
This is one of the beers you gave me last week, right? This week, Monday, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So you can definitely get the roastiness off of it. Definitely pick up some hints of alcohol. And there's almost a fruity note to it. In terms of what they're adding in, to kind of pick up that strawberryness, I'm not sure if it's just my nose playing tricks with me, but it's almost like I can smell some strawberry off of it. But let's give it a taste.
Thanks for the bits, Drew. Appreciate it, man. Oh my god.
I know, right? Them commercials, though. That ad revenue.
Definitely has some. You definitely pick up some alcohol on it, which I guess is expected, sitting at 10%. And I also let this warm up a bit, so you get a really nice mouthfeel. It's almost like you were saying, Drew. It's very kind of velvety on the tongue, which you almost expect out of stouts and porters. You get that nice soft feel in the mouth. The alcohol definitely comes through. In terms of the spices, I guess I can pick up a little vanilla. I definitely don't right away think Neapolitan ice cream. I'd say overall it's a good beer. I wouldn't go it's great.
Really?
Yeah, I'd probably throw it at a 3 out of 5.
Mm-hmm. You said there's like a fruity note to it. Do you think that's probably from the is it strawberry in the Napoleon?
Yeah, it's strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate. I
Yeah,
think Napoleon is.
It's strawberry.
Does it sort of come off strawberry fruity, or is it like some other kind of fruit note to it? Or is it like some weird, probably yeast character or something like that?
It's definitely not. It's not like a cherry flavor. It's not.
Okay.
There's no kind of tartness to it. It's a much sweeter up front. Let me see here. Actually, let me pull up Carton's description on it. Saying they use Super Galena hops early in the boil to bring a strawberry touch to it.
Ooh, interesting.
They're saying dark chocolate present with a vanilla nuance. Definitely pick up some hop. Most of Carton's beers have a very bold hop character. Yeah, I mean, it's by no means sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But you definitely pick up kind of the stoutness of it, and there's a bit of alcohol that kind of pokes its head through, which is there.
Do you smell it, like the alcohol, or is it just like is this fruitiness in the
Yeah,
scent?
you pick up the alcohol and the scent.
Mm-hmm.
There's, like I said, there's a little bit of sweetness up front. You definitely get the maltiness of it. I think the mouthfeel is awesome. If I could pinpoint one thing that I love about this beer is how smooth and kind of soft it is on the tongue. As I drink more, the alcohol flavor is subsiding, and I'm getting more of the flavors of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting better with each sip.
Nice.
Well, that's one of the reasons. That's not one of the reasons, but it's like
I blame the 10%.
yeah, like
Yeah.
as things warm up, obviously the flavors changes in beer, So the benefits going last is that my beer is now getting to the point where all the flavors are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do it on purpose, but it works that way, kind of sometimes. So would you still give it a 3.5?
Yeah, I would hold true at that. I think 3.5 was probably a little high for my initial feeling on it, but no pun intended. It's warmed on me.
Ba-dum-bum.
I should have gotten a stout too this evening. I didn't think about that. Well, I didn't know you guys were doing stouts until the last minute. But thank you.
And actually, it's getting sweeter.
The alcohol burn is now like numbed your tongue.
To me, dark beers tend to have an espresso smell sometimes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The one I'm drinking very much does.
Yeah. I think maybe the I love the fact that you if Scott didn't bring that on, someone would have suggested like the freeze dried ice cream at one point for your iron
That's a
brew.
sweet idea. I like that a lot.
No
But
pun
no pun intended. You
Yeah,
got it.
bad joke. There you go. Uh, but yeah, I think that's because I remember as a kid, free dry ice cream was like the coolest thing. You know,
Yeah.
you like, go in, you open these packets, and you just like crack them, and it
You
just
make an
dissolve in your
absolute
mouth.
mess when you eat it. Yeah.
It was awesome. It was the best. Loved it. Ah.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I have one in the basement now. That's gonna be great to break open. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's gonna be a good one.
I just posted a link in chat on information of the Galena hop. Apparently, it's the first high alpha acid hop made in the U.S.
Oh really? Huh.
Yeah, and it's made for like most beers. And it has an odd strawberry note to it.
Hmm.
Wow.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't expect them to lie on their description, but I
Yeah.
always found it weird that you would get kind of strawberry from a hop. But
There's some
And
hops
they
that like contribute like a blueberry or even a chocolate flavor coming out now from New Zealand.
wow.
Yeah, they got some weird flavors coming out in hops.
And the other thing that kind of struck me as odd, they said they add it early in the boil, and I always thought the earlier you added hops in the boil, kind of you don't get any flavors from it. You get more of the bitterness from it,
Yeah,
which seemed kind of counterintuitive.
exactly. That's right. That usually it would be the case, but I don't know. Maybe this hop has. Well, this hop is if it's a higher alpha acid hop, it's usually used for bittering, so they used it sort of earlier in the process. But there might be some kind of residual flavor that's left over when it's still been boiled out for so long.
Right.
That you have that sort of that strawberry tartness kind of thing. And it's not so like resinous as like a warrior hop or like a Chinook. You have that sort of dank, dark, kind of pine pitch flavor when you boil it out too long. Maybe this hop I've never used is sort of a fruitier note than usual.
Huh.
I gotta play around with it. I'm excited now.
I need to. I might crack that open tomorrow since working from home later in the afternoon. Crack open that Cosmonaut. I'm sure Anne's gonna be like, I need to take a gander of that myself. So I'll most likely end up splitting it with her.
Just making sure it's not poison.
Yeah, definitely. She wants to make sure it's not poisonous.
Yeah.
All right. Let me flip over here. I wanna get over here and bang. All right. So, tonight I am doing Hitachino's Nest XH. When XH means extra high. It is classified as a Belgian strong ale, strong dark ale, but it's basically they say on the site Belgian brown ale, strong Belgian brown ale, basically the same thing. So this is actually brewed. It's matured. I'm reading this from the site here. It has been matured in sake barrels for the final maturation, and the final maturations takes place in shochu cask, which is distilled sake for 3 months. So
oh man,
I'm super excited about this. I had this beer, not this one. I did have my first time I had one of these beers are. Whoa, did I miss a bunch of like things? Thank you, Sammy. I do appreciate that.
drop bits.
All these bits, crazy stuff. The first time I had any Hitachino Nest beer was actually in Hawaii. Actually, where I got this shirt, Hawaiian On Creations, and it was their red rice ale. And man, that beer was fantastic. I love that beer so much. Most of the trip, I drank stuff from Maui and Kona, but this
Kona's so good.
Yeah, this beer is this is gonna be. I think it's gonna be a treat because I mean it's from Japan. It's a Japanese beer. They actually have been brewing sake for 190 years. So this brewery started brewing sake in 1823, but then opened the brewery in. I need to see that, but started actually brewing beer in 1996. under the brand of Hitachino Nest. And I love sake, so and that's one of the reasons why I saw this and was like, oh, I really want to just like check this out. So, well, it smells a lot sweet, pretty sweet. I would expect that. The color's nice. It's a little lighter than I thought it would be.
Yeah, that was definitely my first thought.
Yeah, I mean for like a brown, I mean it definitely has a brown tinge to it, but even the flavor.
It's a brown ale.
It's a Belgian strong ale.
Okay.
Dark Belgian dark strong ale.
Yeah.
But and it's lighter than I thought it would be.
It's like an Irish red kind of color.
Yes. We'll get to that one in a second too. Not that beer, but that story. Hold on. I don't know. I know a lot, so don't flame me too bad. But what's better, stout or porter? That's not a personal question.
Well, kind of. Yeah. Well, it's a personal preference.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, it's a personal preference.
That's what I was going for with that.
I think I'll answer that, and then I'll get back to this scroll moment. I think it really depends on my mood. In the I can drink porters. Porters are much lighter, I think, to me, as far as just the mouthfeel itself. Stouts are super thick, and in winter, stouts are like my like my go-to. Because when we started this show in November, there was a lot of dark ales, and as we're getting into the summer, there's gonna be a lot of lighter color ales because my drinking habits change. But I don't
except for today, as we're getting towards summer, we have 2 stouts and a dark ale.
Right, right. It's the alert's not coming up, but I see the bids going. Thank you, Sammy Grace. Do appreciate that. Man, small heads in my cup. Sounds weird.
Moving on.
Anyway, hello. So I'm not sure about that. There's maybe because it's the heads.
It should still give you the heads up.
The heads up should give you.
Sorry.
Lots of bad jokes today. It's good.
Yep.
This is about 8% as far as the alcohol contents. And
8 and up beers tonight. It's 8 and up beers tonight on alcohol by volume.
Yes. Yeah. It's not.
There's strong beers.
It's not that bad.
Oh shit.
What the?
Sammy dropping bombs in the cup, throwing a hundo bit.
Those cups are funny. I love that. There you go. Looks streamlined. Cup has a nice head on it. Ha! Thank you, Toaster. Do appreciate that.
There it is.
Oh, Jesus.
Boom.
All right.
Nice.
So the malts that are in this, right? It's Mars Otter, Munich, and Crystal, and chocolate malts.
Wow.
The hops are Chinook and Styrian Golding.
Sterling Golding?
Styrian.
What? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Styrin. So it's a I guess maybe a variation in Golding.
That's interesting. That's all the hops and malt character. Those are all very British ingredients.
Yeah.
Your East Kent Golding. It's a variety of that Golding hop.
Yeah.
And your Maris Otter hops are very like malts from the UK. But it must be the yeast they use or something to make it into a Belgian ale.
I guess so. It must be. It doesn't say anything about what the what yeast they actually utilize for this. I don't taste a lot of alcohol on this. Like it is 8%. It's not as high as Scottish beer, but there definitely has a bit of carbonation to it. I'm not getting a lot of sake flavor, even though it was aged in there. But I mean, it could be part of that some of that sweetness that's you were getting in with in the beer. Yeah. Because some sake can be sweet. Some sake can be dry, depending what you're drinking. I like warm sake, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like room temp.
Yeah, I mean it's traditionally sake shouldn't be. Traditionally, I think they do serve sake warm, but in Japan, the ones that are warm are the ones that are not as good a quality. It kind of hides some of the flaws in
Interesting.
So a lot of traditionally, when you're going to someone's house or something like that, they'll probably serve you cold sake. But that's actually becoming more common in Japan now to get sake cold instead of always traditionally getting it hot. At least that's what I was told by a friend of mine a few years ago who had been to Japan several times and was part Japanese. So I'm gonna trust his his knowledge there.
Absolutely.
But this is very good beer. I was expecting, not really too sure what I was expecting from it, but
Sammy going nuts.
I know, Sammy. Thank you for all the bits and the head pieces. All
the head pieces.
All the head pieces. Don't really know what to say about the head pieces. Oh man, but thank you. Do appreciate it, Sammy. All those commercials you're not watching because you can't watch commercials.
Yeah, she doesn't get the bits from Australia, so she's actually using her money.
Oh, Sammy.
So even more so.
Yeah, you don't need to spend your money on me. I appreciate it though.
The cup can't fit them all.
I know.
Look at all of them falling out.
A shit ton of. like Toaster said, this cup has a lot of head. Yeah. So as far as rating for this beer, I would definitely give this probably. I hate to say it, but probably a 3.
Okay.
I'm not blown away by it. I love the flavor, and I wasn't really sure what to expect by it, but
cat hype. Sorry. Oh, cat's enjoying the beer too.
Oh really?
Yeah, can't keep them away.
No. Cats always drink. They can't see the cat drinking the beer.
Oh, that's right. They can't. They'll never know. Oh God.
But yeah, I'd probably give this a 3. I definitely. Again, I'm not really too sure what I was supposed to expect by this, but maybe I was expecting a little bit more of like the rice wine to come through. But it's such a. Sammy, thank you. I do appreciate that. And I don't know why these alerts aren't coming up. Stupid alert things. Anyway.
But this brewery, also, the way I would sort of add it as a 3 too. This brewery puts out some good beer as well. So I imagine this beer is going to be that much more off the note if they try to expect it to hit. So I've sort of penalizes it that much more. Because usually they put out some really good beer. Most of their beers are pretty solid.
With the Brown Brewery?
Yeah, or no, your brewery.
Yeah,
they put out some pretty good beer.
I do love the red rice ale. That was probably one of my again the first beer I had from this brewery is fantastic. But it's again this one is I would have to do a comparison side by side just to see.
Yeah.
But I guess I felt like there was the Hitachino Nest was the red rice ale was a little more refreshing if I remember correctly. Again, maybe I'm gonna grab one and do a review on it later on down the line. But right now.
Did you watch any of Brew Nation's brew series when they made sake?
Yeah, it was pretty cool watching them do sake.
Yeah. I never knew it's a weird process.
Yeah.
They have to ferment it out. Oh, you have to make a rice, cool it, and then add the yeast to that rice, put it in water. It's almost like making kombucha.
Oh.
And then you have to take the rice after it's fermented, and then in that liquid, you strain it, lift it above the water, and let it drip dry, and then filter it 5 times. It's crazy. It's a lot of work.
Well, Papa Chubbs was just talking about the Korean rice wine.
That's right.
He was talking about doing that, and he's local. He's right, 2 towns away from where I'm at.
Is that he's talking about in Discord?
Yeah, we were talking about it Discord yesterday. But it's something that I definitely would want to do. I mean, if I can convince him to come over and do it, or we'll do it at his house. I mean, it's his process. I'm not going to take it away from him.
Absolutely.
That's I just want to taste it when it's done.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
All right.